Oh, go.
And you'll get the answers right there. You know, you're gonna ask Ryan, he's gonna be nonchalant about it. But ask the guys that he's actually fought, and let them tell you what kind of power he has.
You got Duno's phone number in the Philippines.
The entire boxing world is currently standing on a knife's edge as we watch Ryan Garcia prepare for the single most important comeback fight of his entire life. This isn't just a standard training camp. It is a full-blown psychological thriller happening right before our eyes. Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios are officially on a collision course, set to go to war on February 21st at the iconic T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas for the WBC Welterweight Championship. But honestly, the real fireworks are happening behind the scenes. The drama leaking out of both camps is more explosive than anything we expected, ranging from Ryan's bizarre choice to train inside his multi-million-dollar mansion to the earth-shattering news that his former mentor, Joe Goossen, is now the mastermind in his opponent's corner.
Fight, I know you're working hard.
How could you, Joe? That's messed up.
Pardon?
I said, how could you? That's messed up.
What's messed up?
You know what I said? I mean, just can't believe you're doing this to me. That's insane. You hurt my heart.
Well, I'm still not
You broke my heart. It's over. It's over. We're done.
For Ryan Garcia, the stakes have truly never been higher. He is walking a tightrope after a devastating, soul-crushing loss to Rolando Romero back in May 2025. This fight is his one and only chance to save his career from a total and complete collapse. However, the atmosphere inside both camps has the boxing community completely polarized. One side is convinced Ryan is a tactical genius playing 4D chess with his critics, while others are terrified he's making a catastrophic mistake. But before we get into the gym chaos, we have to talk about the bombshell Ryan dropped. An accusation that has everyone's jaws on the floor regarding his former trainer and what really went down during the Tank Davis camp.
And I happened to be around that gym for a long time. So I have a little insight, and we're going to be putting a great game plan together with our team for him. But obviously, one thing I do know is he has clean living. Obviously, he's a big-time Christian, and I know that's going to carry him a long way, his faith, his belief in.
Ryan Garcia didn't just walk into this press cycle. He walked in with a blowtorch. He publicly branded the legendary Joe Goossen a traitor and a mole the second he found out the Hall of Fame trainer had signed on to coach Mario Barrios for their February 21st title clash. Ryan's anger stems from a deep place of betrayal. He's now claiming that Goossen was the secret informant who leaked the details of his cracked rib injury to Gervonta Tank Davis's camp before their 2023 megafight. A leak Ryan believes was the primary reason he lost. Taking to social media with pure venom, Ryan stated, "There were only 2 people in that gym who saw my rib get cracked. My dad wouldn't say a word. It was the guy in the Canadian tuxedo."
Well, no, I'm just saying, Ken, I agree, because let the pros do their job. Like, in other words, you know, like if you go and hire somebody, let them do the job. If you hire, like, if you hire a lawyer to defend you in a case, you know, you're not, you know, you can't go into that.
This explosive claim has created a massive rift in the sport. Fans are left scrambling to figure out if Ryan is finally exposing a dark truth, or if he's simply manufacturing excuses for a loss that still haunts him. Sources close to the situation say Ryan's conviction is absolute. He genuinely feels stabbed in the back. Seeing Goossen training the very man he has to fight next has reopened every single wound from that Tank Davis camp, turning this into something much darker than just a boxing match.
Just to train Ryan.
A little bit, I think. A little bit of hesitation, but you know, again, I mean, Joe's been in this business for a long time. He knows how things go, and I mean, we have been very familiar with each other for since early in the.
One insider familiar with the situation reportedly leaked that Ryan's motivation is now purely fueled by spite. For Ryan, this isn't about a belt anymore. It's personal. He feels like Joe Goossen knows all his secrets, his rhythms, and his hidden weaknesses. And now Joe is handing that kill switch directly to Mario Barrios. This belief has transformed what should have been a standard championship challenge into a high-stakes revenge mission against his former mentor.
You know, I stay motivated. I stay in the gym, and I just stay working.
You gave when you fought Uga backed out Ramos. Why give Ryan Garcia this opportunity to get his potentially?
On the other side of the fence, Joe Goossen is playing it cool. During the recent press conference, He defended himself with the calm of a veteran who has seen everything in this business. He reminded everyone that boxing is a professional industry and Mario Barrios was in desperate need of elite coaching, regardless of who was standing in the opposite corner. Goossen told the media, "Bob Santos told me Mario needed a trainer. Period. It just so happened that the fight turned out to be Ryan. That's just the way the business works."
I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad. I got a heart, and you develop relationships in this game, and I hate to see that anybody feels that way towards me.
The Hall of Fame trainer was adamant that he only started working with the champion 2 weeks before the official announcement, calling the timing purely coincidental rather than a conspiracy. Goossen added with a smirk of confidence, "The chemistry is incredible. We are working on absolute perfection right now. We are putting in heavy rounds, and when the sparring starts in a few weeks, Mario is going to be a completely different animal."
There are things at the top of the game that great fighters will exploit. Little openings, little mistakes, and they can be made anywhere, anytime. So you try to drill, shore all that stuff up. And that's something I'm doing with Ryan.
This professional, ice-cold response from Goossen is the total opposite of Ryan's emotional outbursts. And that brings us to the most controversial part of this entire story, Ryan's training environment. In a move that has boxing purists screaming, Ryan has ditched the traditional, gritty boxing gym for his luxury Los Angeles mansion. He's been posting videos of himself hitting mitts against expensive white marble walls and polished flooring, looking more like a lifestyle influencer than a fighter preparing for a war. The footage is wild. You see Ryan working with coaches in what looks like a living room, surrounded by high-end furniture rather than heavy bags and sweat-stained rings. This has triggered a wave of brutal criticism from top-tier fighters. Richardson Hitchens didn't hold back at all, posting, "Ryan Garcia doesn't even look like he's getting ready for a world title. This nonsense is actually starting to make me angry. This is a championship fight, not a TikTok trend."
Didn't you say something about where he was training? Because I mentioned it too, that he would look like he was training in his house.
Yeah.
But he could be trolling and really training.
No, it look like he's in the gym now.
Yeah.
It look like he's in the gym. He look like he's trimming down. He look like he's in shape now.
Definitely looking in shape.
Yeah, he definitely like he's getting smaller. He's trimming down. I was looking at his pictures. I'm like, yeah, he like he's getting ready to fight. But
the experts are worried too. Many believe Ryan's home setup is more about content creation for social media than serious, high-performance preparation. Renowned trainer Greg Hackett publicly questioned Ryan's mental state, pointing out that Garcia seems to be surrounding himself with YouTubers and streamers instead of elite killers and sparring partners. Hackett warned, "When has Ryan ever been in the ring with someone who has Barrios' height? Is he mentally there, or is he lost in the fame of this home training stuff?"
I mean, I think Ryan and Barrios is actually a good fight, because when have we seen Ryan in the ring with somebody his height? You know what I'm saying? So I think we're looking at a real boxing match. Could he overwhelm Barrios? Yeah, but where is he mentally? Ryan Garcia has been spending time with YouTubers.
The physical reality of this fight is terrifying for Ryan's fans. Mario Barrios is a 6-foot-tall monster with a massive reach advantage over the 5 feet 8 inches Ryan Garcia. To face a champion that big without a traditional gym environment is, in the eyes of many, a recipe for disaster. Sources say Ryan has cut off almost all outside influence, relying solely on his father, Henry Garcia, to lead the camp. It's a full circle moment, but is it the right one?
We can't, it's hard to take Ryan serious right now. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot going on. He do a lot of other things outside of boxing. I ain't mad at him, but if he gonna be a fighter, get ready. So we could really talk about the fight, but it's hard to talk about it.
One insider who has seen the camp's inner workings shared that the atmosphere is one of extreme paranoia. Ryan only trusts his family right now. After what happened with Joe, he's terrified of leaks. He's created this tiny, controlled bubble where no one can see what he's doing. While this might protect his secrets, it also means he's missing out on the pressure and variety of a real boxing gym.
So he worked with me in my gym. We hit it off then. I tried to do some business with them. They went in another direction, which is fine, no hard feelings.
Henry Garcia, however, is standing firm. He's defending their unconventional methods with everything he has, claiming Ryan is in the best shape of his life. Henry told the media, "I've never seen Ryan this healthy or this focused. If you could see the sparring we're doing behind closed doors, you'd understand. We are exactly where we want to be." This suggests Ryan is indeed sparring at the mansion, though no one knows against whom.
But it's okay, it's behind us. I'm ready to I position my body to be in top form. I feel in top form, top shape, and that's what he's gonna get, the best version of me.
This total media blackout on sparring footage is likely a strategic move. By keeping everything secret, they are trying to prevent Goossen and Barrios from building a game plan based on his current form. Ryan himself has been promising a transformed version of himself, posting, "We've been disciplined. My demeanor has changed. You're going to see a version of me you've never seen before on February 21st. This is an investment."
It fades away, if you're not on it. So we'll see what he brings that night. But, I feel like I have a lot of experience as well. And when I'm in top condition, then I feel like it all shows.
Now let's shift our focus to what's actually happening inside Mario Barrios' training facility, where the entire atmosphere and professional approach stands in stark, dramatic contrast to Ryan's unconventional home setup and his constant social media presence and strategy. Mario Barrios has committed himself to grinding it out in a legitimate, traditional boxing gym environment under the legendary guidance of Hall of Fame trainer Joe Goossen, logging brutal, exhausting rounds and cycling through multiple quality sparring partners to ensure he's properly prepared for whatever Garcia brings. Goossen stressed the deeply professional and carefully structured nature of their training camp, making it crystal clear that they're laser-focused on achieving technical perfection through endless repetition rather than creating flashy social media content or getting distracted by outside noise and controversy.
He just hung up on the entertainment aspect of it. And, he is where he is. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand it, but I guess he's reached that point where it's hard to tell him shit because he made so.
The WBC welterweight champion has been relentlessly grinding through complete, intensive training sessions in packed gyms surrounded by the same dedicated faces and following the same proven routines every single day, building unshakable consistency and developing that championship-level conditioning necessary to survive and thrive through 12 punishing rounds. Sources with direct access to Barrios' preparation have revealed that the champion has been meticulously studying hours upon hours of film footage on Ryan Garcia, carefully analyzing patterns, identifying weaknesses, and cataloging tendencies that he fully intends to exploit when they clash on February 21st in Las Vegas. One person intimately familiar with the strategic game plan allegedly disclosed, Mario completely understands that Ryan possesses that devastating, explosive left hook, but he also recognizes that Ryan typically starts fading noticeably after those early rounds and doesn't handle adversity particularly well when things get tough and uncomfortable.
Sometimes a different voice, can change things up. I worked under Joe Goossen for many, many years, so I have a great relationship with Joe. I have great respect for him. He's a Hall of Famer, and sometimes you just need...
This calculated tactical approach from Goossen and Barrios strongly suggests they're preparing for an intelligent, disciplined chess match rather than getting recklessly drawn into a wild, unpredictable brawl where Ryan's natural power could become a dangerous factor early in the contest. Barrios himself has expressed genuine excitement about this massive challenge, telling assembled media, "This fight just makes perfect sense right now given the timing and circumstances." Considering who Ryan is as a personality and what he brings to the sport from an entertainment standpoint, he's still an incredibly explosive fighter and a seriously dangerous opponent. The San Antonio native is entering this bout coming off back-to-back controversial draws against Abel Ramos and the legendary Manny Pacquiao. Performances where countless observers genuinely felt he deserved to lose both fights based on the actual action that unfolded inside the ring. This undeniable fact has injected Ryan Garcia and his passionate supporters with tremendous confidence that Barrios is absolutely a beatable champion who can be completely overwhelmed by superior speed, devastating power, and relentless aggression if Ryan shows up anywhere near his absolute peak form.
Hey, Barrios. I'm tripping. Ryan.
You like Ryan?
Yeah, I like Ryan in that fight.
Okay.
I think he's explosive, so I think he probably can catch Barrios with something.
Okay,
However, Barrios has also firmly insisted on implementing rigorous VEDA testing protocols for this fight given Ryan's highly publicized positive test for the banned performance-enhancing substance Ostarine during his Devin Haney fight that resulted in his controversial one-year suspension from boxing. Mario stated with absolute firmness, "Ryan will follow through and do things the right way this time. I honestly don't think there will be anything concerning to worry about with the comprehensive testing protocols we have firmly in place for this championship fight." This deliberate decision to implement strict, independent drug testing has effectively eliminated any potential excuses or post-fight controversy surrounding the fight result, placing all the pressure squarely and equally on both fighters to perform clean and prove themselves legitimate. The striking contrast between both training camps has created absolutely fascinating debate and discussion among passionate boxing fans about which approach will ultimately prove more effective when they actually step through the ropes on February 21st. Some people genuinely believe Ryan's unconventional home training approach and his secretive preparation strategy could actually be pure genius, keeping Barrios and Goossen completely in the dark about his true physical condition and tactical game plan until it's far too late to make adjustments. One enthusiastic fan tweeted with absolute conviction, "Ryan's playing four-dimensional chess while everyone else is playing simple checkers. He's going to completely shock the entire world and prove all the doubters and haters wrong when he knocks Barrios out cold in spectacular fashion in Las Vegas." Others remain thoroughly convinced that Ryan's conspicuous lack of traditional gym work and proper high-quality sparring with elite-level partners will absolutely doom him against a champion as technically skilled and battle-tested as Mario Barrios with Hall of Fame coaching in his corner. Another passionate fan wrote with conviction, "Ryan's setting himself up for embarrassing failure yet again. You simply cannot beat a legitimate champion training in your living room and hitting mitts with your dad. Barrios is going to absolutely school him for a full 12 rounds, easily winning on all scorecards." The undeniable truth is that both fighters desperately need this victory for completely different reasons that will ultimately determine the entire trajectory of their respective boxing careers moving forward from this pivotal point. For Ryan Garcia, suffering a loss to Barrios would represent his second consecutive devastating defeat and would potentially end any realistic chance of securing the Devin Haney rematch that he so desperately craves for redemption purposes. Sources close to Turki Alalshik have reported that the powerful Saudi Arabian boxing powerbroker is watching this fight extremely closely to determine if Ryan is still worth the absolutely massive financial investment required for marquee championship events. One insider intimately familiar with Turki's thinking process allegedly shared confidentially, "If Ryan loses to Barrios, Turkey might completely pull the plug on the Haney rematch entirely. He's not going to throw hundreds of millions of dollars at a fighter who simply can't win meaningful fights anymore." This intense financial pressure adds yet another significant layer of desperation to Ryan's preparation process, knowing full well that his entire future competing at the elite level of professional boxing depends entirely on beating Mario Barrios and capturing the prestigious WBC welterweight championship on February 21st. Meanwhile, for Barrios, defeating Ryan Garcia would undoubtedly represent the biggest, most significant win of his entire career and would solidify his position as a legitimate, respected welterweight champion rather than someone who barely, questionably held on to his belt through controversy.